my nan said, I'll pay for it.
Well, thanks, Nan, but our partners are so important. I don't think I would probably still have the business.
We recently got in loads of trouble for an AI program running a case effectively.
Right.
And they'd submitted something to the court using AI, which was completely wrong. Hello.
Simon, how are you doing?
Good. I'm good, mate.
Good. Welcome to Superfly Sessions.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to formally introduce who you are?
Yeah, I'm Simon Young. I'm the managing director of James Legal Solicitors. I'm an MD first. I'm also a lawyer. And that's about as exciting as it gets.
Yeah, I think you're doing yourself an injustice there. So we've known each other for years, passing.
There's a lot of crossovers there.
Yeah,
I think, weirdly.
Yeah, loads of crossovers just from where we grew up and our age, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of naturally.
There's been a few night outs, I think we've probably both been on at the same time, but not actually been with each other.
Yeah, quite a lot of mutual friends and stuff.
Definitely, and, lots of those.
In those messy early years.
The welly days.
Yeah, the welly days, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure people from Hull will relate to.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They must.
So, I think you've got a really compelling story. Basically, your career is quite unique in the fact that you have worked your way up in a legal firm to become managing director before the age of 40. Is that right?
Yeah. Quite a long way before, to be fair. The MD bit, anyway. Yeah. I was in my early 30s. Yeah, I think I was about 33.
So I think young people looking at starting to get into their careers and forging their careers, if they can think by 40 that is achievable.
It's doable.
I think that is an amazing thing that you've done. And honestly, I know from being a business owner myself how hard that is and how you have to look retrospectively at yourself and the way that you do things. So how did you get into kind of law?
It's funny you say that a bit about the self-reflection bit. Remind me to come back to that, because that's something that's not been, I'd guess, something that comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I was a really impatient person when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. I just wanted everything to go forward all the time.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Which,
you want progress.
As you get older, you realise that that's just not going to happen. And patience is so important with everything.
Massively.
But then also looking at how you do things all of the time, which is something that even in the last couple of years I've become much better at.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time focusing on that, and especially in the last 12 months, actually. Funny you mentioned that, because...
have you done that through work, or is there any therapeutic stuff that you've done?
Just me.
Yeah,
I've not had any sort of I know there's loads of people who you read self-help books and management techniques. I've never been one for any of that stuff. It's just something that naturally it comes to you, especially when things are going well. Because there's a uncomfortable level of, there's a weird feeling, I think, when things are going well.
Yeah.
For me, in that you think, well, am I missing something? Should I have one eye on something else that might be coming along, or something like that?
So you're always looking for the next, right, well, I've done that now.
Yeah, and I think when you get older, you just become... I think I know what my flaws are, and I know what I'm good at, and I just lean into it now, as opposed to worrying about it too much.
Yeah.
And then you just think, things will happen, things will change, we'll deal with it. And then obviously you look at how you react to stuff. I'm always trying to think about how to do things differently and better, which is always, as I said, it's something that I've thought about the last year, especially the patience point. It sounds, because people at work would probably say, well, he's absolutely fine. I never see him, but in my mind, obviously, it's a different story. Yeah, but in terms of how I started it, it was just not really something I ever wanted to do. Be a lawyer. At all. It was never on my list of things to do. I went to uni in Hull. I had such a good group of mates from in Cossingham, where you grew up.
Yeah.
It was such a little bubble.
It was great, wasn't it?
That coming out of that was not going to happen. Some of my friends went away to uni, and looking back, I should have.
Do you think?
I should have definitely gone somewhere else.
But would if you maybe
Well, you'd have met
path
new
changes,
people.
doesn't it? Your path changes.
Probably, yeah.
It's like
yeah.
sliding doors
Yeah,
moment.
and
innit?
I think
Yeah.
I think back now and think I should have just gone at least to like Leeds.
yeah.
You know, but I like left Cot, went to Newland Ave, lived there with my mates in the student house because we all went to Hull Uni.
That's great though, isn't it?
So
That's fun.
so as a result, you
Yeah.
just stick in your little comfort zone. I
Yeah.
did business studies at uni because I'd done it at A level.
Oh, did you?
No.
So I was in the business school as well.
Really?
So I'd have been probably the year
Yeah.
just the year directly below you.
Yeah, exactly. The new one as well, the new
Yeah, the
centre
new
that
one.
got built.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went to that. I was like, I mean, going back even further, I totally tanked my GCSEs.
Yeah.
I got like D's and E's and I didn't take it seriously at all.
Yeah.
When I was 15, 16, I was going to play for Man United. That was my plan.
Oh yeah, football.
I was going to be a footballer.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, well, what's the point in doing the studying? Just
Yeah, yeah.
totally delusional.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you remember Mr. Simpson?
I went to Wolverton.
Oh, did you? You never
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
Cot
So
High, did you?
I moved to Cot when I was an adult.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
Just kicked that.
Yeah, just kicked that. It's part of
Yeah,
it's part
just
of
kicked the set.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot you went to Wolverton, yeah.
Yeah. So then I think I moved to Cot when I was like 21.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'd hang around in Cot for I was 18. So that's when I started to cross paths with you.
Yeah, right, yeah. Sorry, yeah. I forgot you went to Wolverton. But yeah, I was always just going to play football. That was, I mean, stupid, laughable. No reason to think that at all. But at 15,
Yeah.
just I was
Were you good though?
really,
Were you good?
bang average probably. And I was just going to say, the reason I mentioned Mr. Simpson because he was head of our sports PE thing at Cot High, and my mum I remember one year, 10-year 11 parents' evening, said to him, he's got this idea of playing football. Is he delusional? And Mr. Simpson stupidly said, "Oh no, he could play at probably some level." And I was like, "There you go, then. That's it."
Yeah.
But it's also just lack of maturity for that age. I mean,
Yeah, of course. He
boys
was mature
mature,
at 15.
boys mature, but I was really late to the party, big time.
Well, yeah.
And I remember getting my GCSE results, and I'd not done anything for them whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's a miracle I got the results I got.
Yeah,
Bearing in
yeah.
mind I did nothing. And
So there were good results.
I was like, well,
based on no work.
and my mum, basically, zero investment. And my mum was just like, well, you're not going to college. You can forget that. So you'll have to go and find a job. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to, all my mates going to sixth form. So that's what I'm doing. And she was like, you'll just have to get a proper job.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Jesus.
And do you think that was a good thing? That was a good thing for her to do at that point?
Well,
do you think
it was.
needed that?
Well, yeah, because she basically said, "Look, if you do go to sixth form, Christ alive, you better come out with some decent grades."
Yeah.
And I was thinking, right, this is it now. Then I've got to buckle down and get on with it.
Yeah.
And then I went to sixth form and ended up doing business and something else and got like a couple of B's and,
Right.
and an A
So
and
that-
stuff.
that shit you up enough.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
make me think like I need to get out of this.
Yeah.
But like I still wasn't like the studious type, really.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of my teachers was called Mr. Bell. He was the first one that made me like be interested in learning, really.
Yeah.
You know, because the rest of the time it was just stay under the radar. You know, in the class, like if I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst, I'll get left alone.
I would stay under
Yeah.
the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from just trying to make jokes all the time, but then they were poor anyway. So
And that was me in a nutshell as well. I just wanted to like get in and out without a fuss.
yeah. So
And then play football at lunch with my mates, and then just get the class bit done
Yeah.
on the side without much fuss.
yeah, and start your evening and play some football, play computer games or something.
That was the plan. Yeah, that was my whole objective throughout all of it. So yeah, went to sixth form, and then that went fine, and then obviously went to uni, did business studies. It was just a boring degree.
Yeah.
I mean, like economics.
Honestly, economics is what, and I'm sorry for anyone that likes or has done economics at uni.
I thought you were about to big it up then, but I
I
feel
have
like you're not.
never known anything more boring
Than economics.
It's basically algebra
Yeah,
and economic policy
yeah.
combined
Yeah.
in a horrendous. Yeah,
Yeah,
part
it's
of
not
learning.
good.
No, it's not.
It's not something that interests you, is it? And I didn't really take to it. It was just a means to an end, really, just delaying the inevitable of actually thinking about what you're going to do with your life.
Yeah, but then there's part of it I'm like, is this what people do as a job like this? Because this is A, is really hard, and B, is incredibly boring. And turns out, no, it's not. But yeah, unless you're a politician.
It turns out, actually, no, it's not needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like a general degree, just get a degree.
Yeah.
And then after uni finished, I went travelling for a bit.
Yeah.
Again, to delay the inevitable of actually thinking about what I'm going to do with myself.
But do you think that actually the travelling element Was that just a bit of a like, just have a great time whilst I still can, or did you actually feel like that developed you in certain ways?
I think at the time, one of my friends was going and he was arranging it. And I remember thinking, I'll speak to my mum about it and, she'll say this is not happening and da-da-da. And she was like, she's someone who's worked abroad before I was born.
Really?
She worked in Canada as a nurse. And she's well-travelled at the time. And then I thought she'd be just dead against it, but she was like well up for it. So I was like, this is a green light.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got away, with hindsight, it definitely changed me, even though it was for a small period of time. And I should have been out there longer than what I was, but I came home earlier because I was a bit homesick.
Yeah.
But it's because we just had such a little bubble where I was. The first place we got to was Japan. And I'd been on holiday a few places all over the world, but on holidays. And me and my mate got to Japan and I remember just thinking, holy shit.
Different world.
This is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it would be like, I don't know what I thought, but it wasn't like caught. And I was just
wasn't like Cottingham. Yeah.
Christ.
This is so different.
I was 22 and it's a young 22 as well. And you're just like, this is not what I expected.
So was it quite intimidating?
It really intimidated,
Yeah.
The first couple of weeks, especially when we went to Japan and then Thailand. I mean, Thailand, we got dropped off in Bangkok and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe it. The stuff, it was just chaos.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how mad it was there.
Yeah.
And people lived like that.
Yeah. Just
and
lived
we
this
stayed
chaotic
there.
life.
Yeah. And it wasn't until we really got to Australia that I sort of settled a bit. But by then I'd sort of made my mind up to come back, at some point.
Australia's more of a similar culture to ours, though, I would say. So, although the landscape is completely different, but an Asian culture is it probably is the most polar
It was,
opposite.
great places. But
yeah.
Thailand, it was just just craziness.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe people, how busy it was.
Yeah.
How crazy everybody was.
Yeah.
But it really opened my eyes to everything. And then you're mixing with other backpackers and you're staying in hostels and, you get used.
It's definitely character building.
100%. Yeah. When you come back, you're just like, I can't believe I was ever bothered about these small things and stuff. So it's definitely worth doing. And when I got back from traveling, I just had loads of credit card debt. Not loads, but a fair chunk.
Yeah.
Because I'd done nothing but
spend
and have a jolly for months on end.
Yeah, sounds great.
So I just thought because my intention was to get a job in Australia, it just never materialised.
Yeah.
So I was like, next week's the week, and it never came. So in the end, just ended up running a bit of debt, and then I ended up moving back home for a bit. And there was an advert for a job in a law firm called Rapid Solicitors at the time.
I remember them. Yeah.
Which was like a PI, personal injury firm, clinical negligence, And I just thought this is what I thought. It's a 9 to 5 job, right? And basically you needed a degree to even get an interview in anything.
Yeah.
And then I thought, get this, 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Weekends and evenings free.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorted. Yeah.
Just get a bit
Pay
of
off
money.
your credit card.
Getting paid nothing at all hardly, but living at home with that, you can get away with it for a bit.
You can. Yeah.
So I ended up taking that job. And I, again, still had no intention of working in the law. So I probably would have been about 24 at this point, something like that.
So 24 is the
23,
age that
24.
Probably first was the first serious step into the career.
Well, it was just like an admin job.
Yeah.
For 6 months. And then somebody went on holiday for they were leaving or something like that. And there was a particular department they wanted me to go and work in and try or cover her whilst she was off. So I went and did it for 2 weeks, and they were like, "You should do this, all the time." So I was like, "I'll do that." Is it more money? And they were like, "Yeah, more money." So I was like, "Right, we'll do that then."
Yeah.
So I just sort of I spent a couple of years there, just plodding along, to be honest.
Yeah.
From sort of 24 to 26, didn't really do anything special, just solidified myself there. But I've always been one for if I decide I'm doing something, I'm doing it 100%.
Yeah,
There's
all or nothing.
I don't. It's not just a little. If I'm doing that admin job, I've got to be the best at it.
Yeah.
If I'm now in that department, I want to run that department in a year or something like that. So there's
you've
always
got
that type
drive.
of thing.
Yeah.
There was always the thing. Well, what's next? And then I met a guy called James Burrell, who's one of my best mates now, funnily enough, and he was a partner of that firm at the time, and he basically needed an assistant on these high value cases. So I ended up working with him. And as the years went on, I think I got to maybe 26, 27. And he was like, you need to think about qualifying because you need to be. He literally said to me before I'd done a law degree, you need to be qualifying because you need to be running a law firm.
Wow.
And I was like, you are out of your mind if you think that that's something that could physically happen.
What an amazing compliment.
Yeah. Well,
and like, sorry to interrupt.
no, you're all right.
Like to hear that from someone like a boss, or that is quite unselfish for him to say.
Yeah.
But also like, although you didn't believe it at the time, like that type of stuff sticks with you.
Oh, the confidence boost was
Yeah,
immediate.
yeah.
And he'd be like, because I'd go to him about things. We'd have a little grumble about how the firm's being ran or who's doing what. And you'd always have, everyone's got ideas, haven't they? And, it'll happen everywhere. And everyone will have, well, they should do this and they should do that. And James was like, you should do this. Like, you should do that. You're really good at these things. And I'd be just thinking, I'm just venting to you as like a bit of a mate about stuff. And he'd be like, no, you should do it.
Yeah, you're figuring it out.
And as he sort of pushed me to sort of look at it and look into qualifying, and you had to do a law conversion degree to convert your business studies degree. It's like a 2-year part-time GDL, it was called.
So is that a shorter time than having to do it from scratch?
Well, not really. A law degree would take 3 years.
Yeah.
This obviously took 3 years to do your business studies degree, then another 2 years part-time to do your GDL, it was called. And it was every weekend.
Fucking hell.
For 2 years.
So you worked 9 to 5, then on weekends you were doing that.
Yeah, and it's term time, so like August to like May or whatever it is, whenever schools are open.
Yeah.
And it was the University of Law it was in Sheffield at the time, but it later moved to Leeds. And I remember speaking to my mum, told her the idea, and again, ridiculously lucky because my mum was like, do it. My nan said, I'll pay for it.
Oh, wow.
Which was a massive thing.
Yeah.
Because like most people now, they take on 10, 15 grand of debt to get it started.
Well, thanks, Nan.
Thanks, Nan. I mean, the great thing about it was twofold. One, saving the money, brilliant.
Yeah.
But two, like on those Saturday mornings when you thought, I can't be asked to drive to Sheffield, thought, I've got to drive to Sheffield because I cannot be failing this.
Yeah.
I've got to smash this now.
Yeah, of course.
Because like I'm into it big time here.
Yeah.
And it was a bit like, it's like it just all clicked. Once I started doing that, it was like, right, get this done. Get the law degree finished.
That must have been a slog for 2 years.
Well, it gets worse because then you have to do a legal practice course, which is another 2 years part-time weekends as well.
Oh my God. So 4 years of your life you've done.
Yeah, basically.
Weekend
You're
work.
doing evenings and weekends pretty much, like, as I said, term time. So you get the summer off, but like the rest of the time it's pretty full on.
Wow.
And then, I finished the LPC in like, I think I was about 30. And then you have to do an 18-month training contract in the firm you're in to qualify. So by that point, I'm like 6 years in when you finish it. But yeah, it was really tough looking back at that period.
Because there are times that, like weekends in your 20s, you're sacrificing.
In late 20s as well, a lot of my mates like married, having families,
settling down.
I was like not that guy at all.
No.
I was like living in a flat in cot.
Yeah.
It was all like things will be better next year. Like I'm planning for the next 10 years, but then you start thinking sometimes is this a good idea?
Yeah, of course.
And I'd started it whilst I was at Rapid with James and a few others, and I thought I don't want to qualify in this law firm. Like it's not for me. It's a personal injury firm. I have no interest in that area of law. I don't want to be in this place. I've got to move on.
Yeah.
And one of my, a guy I know had left Rapid and gone to James Legal.
Right.
Called Pete. You've probably met Pete.
Yeah. Big tall guy.
Pete. Yeah, he'd gone to James Legal and they'd got like maybe 7 staff at this point.
I remember the days,
And he texted me and said, they're looking for a litigation lawyer to come on board. Would you be interested in meeting Nick? So I was like, this is, sounds good. But I thought, it's a tiny little firm. They've been open like 4 years.
And Nick's the guy who founded the business.
Nick Miller, sorry, not you. Nick Miller's at this point running James Legal.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, it's only been open a few years, like it could be closed in like 6 months. Is this a good idea? Yeah. But then I met Nick and I just thought, this is
aligned.
Exactly where I need to be.
Great.
So I moved there in 2013, I think it was.
2013, so that's 13 years ago. Yeah.
And then it was literally, I wouldn't say it's all just been like quick since then because it's obviously been a long time.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier when you're in a place where you should be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like home and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like coming to work and enjoying it for loads of different reasons, because you like the people, because you like the direction the business is going, because like you align, especially with like if you're getting on with the managing director, then that's going to help.
And Nick was the business at that point, you
Yeah.
know, because it was so small, and he was the heartbeat of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Culturally, everything, and he was just so chilled out about everything.
Yeah.
My perception of him was that
Yeah.
he wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
But like
Now
I
you
was,
know.
you know,
Yeah.
I was going into it. I left Rapid was really strict. You know, for example, you couldn't have mobile phones on your desk and stuff like that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You know, that kind of
crazy.
level of ridiculousness. Whereas I got to James Legal and it was just like they're all just sat on the phones watching YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm like, how is this fair make any money?
Yeah.
You know, and Nicky would be like, look, when you meet a client, when you're going through the problem with them, if you can get them out of the door without them instructing us, that's great. And I was like, that's the worst business model I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I was like, so lawyers literally
Yeah.
turning the clients away.
Yeah.
It's like, we're seeing the client's best interests. You know, because
Yes.
they don't want to be instructing lawyers. Who does?
It's the ethic. It's that ethical. Also, from Nick's perspective, it's that long-term thinking,
And that's what he was. What he was always about, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Was look, if you do right by people generally, they'll remember that, and that'll compound as the years go on.
Yeah. I
And
I
it
can
really
relate to that.
has,
Yeah.
like massively. You
Yeah.
know, because you fast forward into now, I'd say a good 50% of our clients are all repeat clients or clients who've recommended us to other people.
100%.
You know, it's like free promotion almost.
Yeah. It's
You know,
so important in business.
on that service level.
So, what was the moment that was like, right? I want you to. Did Nick approach you? How did that happen to become the managing director? Because it's a lot of the business to give up. And yeah.
Well, yeah, and Nick's like, obviously it was his little baby. He
Yeah.
just built it up, and then you know the last thing he wants is some guy coming in and doing things in a way that he thinks he wants to do. Nick's version of the story is that he says the day he met me, he decided.
Wow.
Which I think if that's true, that's crazy. But
That
also,
is a lovely story.
I also think it's probably a fib.
No. Let's believe it. Let's believe the drama, the story.
Well, I think he always thought that there was a good chance that I'd want to do that. And as the years went on, I'd probably been fearing only for maybe 3 years before I said, look, this isn't enough for me. You know, and I want to do this and move forward. So it was me pushing it.
So you pushed it.
It was, yeah. It wasn't like a difficult. Nick was always like, brilliant, that's great.
Yeah.
But I was always pushing for that.
Yeah.
Because he largely encouraged me to really.
Yeah.
But equally, it wasn't just one day he came and said, I think you should do this. I was always saying,
It's mutual, isn't it?
I want to do this. This is where I want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, you know, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And luckily, he was like, fine, I think you should do it.
Yeah.
And as the time went on, as soon as I became director, then managing director within the space of like a year, I think it's 2018 he became a director.
Yeah.
Then 2019 became managing director. The timing was just right.
Yeah.
Really, we were just in a good place. The firm had grown a little bit.
Yeah.
We were just a nice size. Everything was ticking along nicely. Nick was ready to sort of like give up, I guess, some
Take a step
element
back.
of control of
Yeah.
it. So he was in a good space in himself
Great.
to do that.
It sounds like almost like a perfect alignment of like what both of you wanted.
Yeah,
I
timing's
think.
worked out definitely. Yeah. And then COVID hit. You know, and I was thinking, unbelievable. I was like, just got my hands around this.
Yeah.
And there's a global pandemic, the likes of which no one's ever seen for like 100 years or something.
Yeah.
And I thought, that is just typical.
Yeah.
You know, and I genuinely thought this could be the end for loads of small businesses. And I'm sure lots of people thought that.
Well, yeah. I mean, we did. And to be honest, like we lost like 20% of our returned income like
Immediately,
within a week.
yeah.
And I was like, oh dear.
Oh, yeah, shit, yeah.
But I don't know what it was like for you guys, but within a couple of months, everyone just kind of got back on with it.
Yeah,
to
well,
some degree.
it's so weird how you adapt to I mean, everything just paused for us.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
everything
it paused
just
for us as
paused.
well. Yeah.
And obviously, the furlough thing meant effectively you would just retain all of your staff
Yeah.
effectively on the sidelines until the industry's ready to start again.
Yeah.
You know, the courts closed, the housing
Yeah, of
market
course.
was totally
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
So everything was just on hold.
Yeah.
And then you think, will it ever reopen properly? But genuinely, I mean, and this is, obviously it was an awful thing for loads of people, particularly people who lost people. I'm not in any way like downplaying that at all. But it was ironically the best thing that's probably happened for a lot of people. And I mean that in a way of the way of life that's sort of deviated or come out the back of it that I don't think we'd have got to without that immediate need to.
It forced more flexibility, didn't it? And also more dynamic ways of working and better ways of communicating.
And just better for people.
Yeah, better for
like,
people.
Really small thing, but like, we were always really laid back and flexible before COVID anyway.
Yeah.
But nowhere near to the level we are now.
Yeah.
And actually, and it's something that you'd always love to do. Just say to lawyers, well, just work from wherever you like, work whatever hours you please, and just do what you need to do. Just make sure the clients are satisfied and, you do your job. But it's up to you. You're an adult. Manage yourself.
Yeah.
What a brilliant thing to do.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's sort of like, well, law firms have to offer that.
Yeah.
Because if they don't offer that,
they're not going to.
They'll go somewhere else.
Not going to get the best people.
And if you've got your hands around people that tight where they need to be in the office 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, then you're finished. You're not going to get the best people. And COVID made people do that because of the flexible nature of working that had to come about.
So do you think, because then since, when was COVID? Was it 2020?
2020, literally March 2020, I think it was, yeah.
So after COVID, James Legal's grown significantly since then. What's that, 6 years ago?
Yeah, well, we had a growth spurt in 2019. So we've never really taken on chunks of people at once, like lots of people. We've just done it sort of organically as we've gone along.
Yeah.
We used to not recruit graduates. We'd only recruit qualified lawyers because we never had the structure to train people properly or the time. But you were looking at it thinking, well, the firm's aging almost. We need some younger people coming through, good young people. And you think, well, but you haven't got the time to handhold these people for 2 or 3 years. And then in around, I think it was, when did Anna start? Maybe 2021, we'd started doing the graduates. But before that, we'd taken on 2 or 3 people a year, if there were people we knew of. And then I think in 2019, we took on about 6 or 7 at once in one intake, which was quite a big jump for us. And we opened our Beverley office, which was double whammy when COVID hit, because you think, Christ, we've just literally gone all in on this setup.
And you thought,
Christ, this is not ideal.
Yeah.
But that was probably our biggest growth period at that point. So we went from probably, I don't know, maybe 20 to 26 staff. Yeah. That period of time.
And did that bringing in more graduates, did that help grow, did that kind of set the precedence for the trajectory over the next kind of few years, or was there other factors for that?
For getting graduates generally,
well, just for a business growth, because it's not always about bringing in graduates.
I don't think there was a strategy, to be honest. There's always been a thing of, well, we need to grow.
Yeah.
But we've got to do it in a manageable way.
Yeah.
We're not just going to get 20 people tomorrow.
Yeah.
We take I say ages. We spend a lot of time recruiting a certain type of person.
Yeah.
And there's been people who've come, and if the character fit's not there, it's just not working out. It doesn't work out. But there's not many. There's sort of maybe I could think of a handful in the last 15 years that where people have come in quickly and gone. But Anna Bisbee was the turning point. Because she was a law graduate. She came in. We were like, well, we'll meet these graduates, but they don't know anything. They're going to take lots of training, but we do need someone, and we need to look at these options. I wasn't at that point sold on the concept of it. And then we interviewed Anna, and you're like, is this what 21-year-olds are like now?
Yeah.
Like, Christ, they're so switched on.
Yeah.
So she started in the firm, I think, in 2021. And you're just thinking, we need to be getting more young people.
Yeah, it's that influx of fresh ideas. It's almost like it motivates. It's infectious, isn't it?
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
If you get the right person, there is a sort of compound culture effect that you don't really need to manage.
Yeah.
If you get the right person, you set them off, you sort of train them. After a year, another one comes in, they sort of watch what she's doing, they start to replicate that. And then it goes like that. And in a firm like ours, we've got, I think, about 36, 37 people now.
Yeah.
And like, it's small enough where you can retain that culture with the younger people.
Yeah.
Depending on the office dynamics, which office they're in. Like, it can be done. So it was really good to see that happen.
Yeah.
And it was like surprisingly rewarding for me to watch someone come through like that, qualify, and then you listen to them talking to clients or other members of staff, and you're like, that sounds like the kind of thing I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, and you think that's really good, that it's just coming naturally.
Yeah.
There's no real forced effort.
Yeah.
You know,
We're like in, obviously we're in marketing, so when we've hired young people are always like looking for to jump the ladder.
Yeah,
and previously we've been too small to like offer any jumps internally. Now it's starting to change. There is more opportunities to grow within the business.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to see like some of the people like Jack and Katie and Rachel who've all left to like do really well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like great, like really big companies, great jobs, and that's just really nice to see. Obviously it's slightly different, but it's just nice to see people who you've worked with at a young age do
put the
well.
effort in, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, yeah.
And because it's a common thing of like, because some young people you meet, you're just thinking, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you don't hire them,
absolutely
then, do you? Or you try not to.
Useless. Like they're never going to be. And it's almost like, well, I got here at 9 o'clock. What more do you want?
Yeah, yeah. We've got to actually do something. Yeah.
And you're like, well, back in my day, if you start at 9, you're probably there at 8:30 at least. You know, for any job you do.
Yeah.
Like we used to work at Castle Hill in the kitchens. Like the shift started at 4:30. We were like there at like 4 o'clock, getting ready. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like the done thing. Now it's like some of them just stroll in 9:15. It's like, well, I was running a bit late, but it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, I don't know. I don't want to sound like that old man complaining about young people, but some of them were like that, but a lot of them are not. A lot of them are driven, really want to do well, and they sort of apply themselves. And there are levels, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the younger crowd these days seem to be really good at coming in, doing their hours. Like they work ridiculously efficiently.
Yes,
more
efficiently.
than I think I did.
Yeah.
I was just like effort and organisation. That's what I did.
Yeah.
These guys are so sharp and efficient.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I come in, I'm in at 8:30, I work till 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I get everything I need to done.
Yeah.
And then I'm off to the gym at 5. Or I'm off out.
Yeah.
Because that's my time.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, it should.
You know, whereas when I started out, if you left a law firm at 5 o'clock, they'd be like, where's he going?
Yeah.
And you'd sit there till 5:30, 6 o'clock just to make it look like you were busy. What a waste of fucking time.
Totally is. It's like, just presenteeism. They call it presenteeism, don't they?
So we say to people, like, if you finished at 4 o'clock, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Go and do whatever you want. Like, go to the pub, do whatever you like. Leave early, go see your family, whatever you need to do.
But that weirdly makes you more efficient because then you come back the next day fresher.
Much fresher.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing.
Yeah.
But like
the irony.
20 years ago, that wasn't a thing.
No.
You know, you did your hours and you were there till, if you were there late, then brilliant. Now it's almost like if you're there till 8, 9 o'clock, I'd be thinking, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Unless you've got loads on.
Yeah.
And you're fine with that and you're happy. If not, you'd be like, well, it's probably a bit much this. You're not going to do this forever. You need to maybe take some you time and go and do some. So COVID, I think, shifted that concept.
Yeah, it did.
And it came a lot more about general well-being of staff in terms of what they do with the time.
Because as a business owner, you want to, purely from a selfish perspective, you want the best for people because then their output is better.
Miles better, yeah.
Not only is it better from an actual tasks, but also better from an ideas.
Yeah.
A better from like,
especially for you guys.
Yeah, we're trying to get results.
You need that creative freedom.
Yeah, we're trying to get results. For businesses are investing into us to get them results, and marketing changes so rapidly.
Yeah,
and we'll get on to like maybe the quick fire questions actually in a sec. You have to just be constantly researching and looking. I'm sure it's the same for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of. And you're always trying to be, you know, like you'll live and die on your service levels, won't you, really? The results are one thing.
Yeah.
But your service with the clients is the key part. 100%. And it's like any business.
Yeah. If you shit, then everything starts to go wrong.
Exactly. And the sooner lawyers key into that, you know, once they understand that, then they'll always succeed.
Yeah.
It's the lawyers who just think, well, I just do the law.
Yeah.
You know, rubbish. Like that's 50% of it. Most of your job is servicing your clients' needs, you know, and speaking to them like normal people.
Yeah.
And getting to, you know, and lawyers who grasp that early on, you know, like I said to you outside before we started this, like someone like Byron, who you've come across before.
Yeah.
You know, that the balance of knowing the law inside out, but then being able to be a decent, funny person.
Yeah, being likable.
Who you can then speak to like a normal person.
Who you can trust.
Yeah, who'll look after you.
Trust.
And speak to like a normal adult.
100%.
And that's exactly what we try and get out all of our fee earners to be to. And some will be better than others because it's the skill set. But you've got to have that on a level.
Yeah.
And you've got to understand that, I think.
Yeah. Well, that is an incredible snapshot into your career, I think.
Yeah.
So now I've got some quick fire questions, if you don't mind.
Of course.
So we might have already covered this, but I suppose what in particular has been the hardest thing about running the firm?
Do you know what? None of it.
Yeah?
None of it's hard because it's something you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, I'm really lucky in the sense of my partner lets me not get away with murder is the wrong phrase because I think that's a stupid thing to say, but she's very patient when I've got my head in something or when I'm thinking about something. It's always to do with like 90% of my mind thinks about work all of the time.
Yeah.
That's quite draining for anyone to be around, especially when you're on holiday.
Yeah.
If you're in a shop on a Sunday, it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night.
So do you think Yaz is able to kind of take that out of you a bit and just be a sounding board?
Yeah, and she'll spend a lot of time listening to me, but then also like conversing with me about it. She's not just sat there listening. She's like she's into what I'm saying, or she pretends to be.
And this is something that for some reason we don't seem to talk about, but our partners are so important in our careers and just our general working life. Like my wife's a therapist. So like she's like trained, I suppose, to listen well.
And then has to deal with you at home as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. But she's been amazing, so important. I don't think I would probably still have the business.
But you need that person who you respect anyway. Even if like you're just talking nonsense about it.
Yeah.
Like
just
for example,
getting it out.
Like last year we were in New York walking to a restaurant. I must have spent the full 20-minute walk talking about what was coming up this financial year. And you think, for God, I think, for God's sake, man, shut up. Like, Christ alive, you're boring the hell out of me. But she's like, really interested talking. And it's that support that makes a big difference because genuinely, a lot of people would say, can you just stop? But I need that. I need to get it out. I need to talk to someone about it. And that helps me process things and then focus on what I actually want to do. And it's almost that acceptance of, well, that's what he's like. So that then gives me the freedom to then go and do it. So like to answer your question in a long rounded way, none of it then feels hard. Because you feel like, well, I've done it before, I can do it. It's just stick to your gut instinct, go through your process that you go through. It's worked before. And
find the right partner.
And then exactly. And then your life's a lot easier. Definitely.
Agree. So I might have to be careful with this one, but what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened in your legal career?
Weirdest thing
that you can mention. Is there any like weird stories or weird shit?
We got. This is going back about 6 years. To be fair, we got instructed by someone. I might put my phone down. It's falling out of my pocket. We got instructed by someone who was making a Jewish feature film in LA, and they'd had a dispute with. I won't say the name, but a production company in London, and it came through as just a general inquiry. This wasn't like a referral. It's just someone website. Googling.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is a wind-up. It's got to be. I mean, what is this?
A Jewish
feature film that had instructed from. This is a consortium of investors in America. Who had instructed a production company in London to produce this
Jewish feature
film, which was going to be shot over Europe over a summer. And the whole thing had collapsed because this production company had breached the contract, basically. That's the gist of it.
Right.
So I'm thinking, this is insane. This is not the type of case I thought we'd be handling.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, I'm on a Teams call with like these Jewish investors in America who were this consortium of people who were putting together this feature film. And I was just like, I was thinking, where's
so
Beadle?
Yeah.
Because this can't be real.
Where's Beadle?
I thought this is going to be one of those like.
That's such a 90s reference.
It is, no one will get that. So I thought this is going to be one of those like mystery shoppers where they're like, checking you. But it went on for like 6 months. This whole case, so strange.
Yeah.
And it was really like a really big case in the end, and it was just very odd.
Was it?
And I just did not expect to be dealing with stuff like that.
to be dealing in the Jewish, specifically Jewish
Well,
film industry.
the reason why I mentioned it is because the fact it's just this Jewish feature film that they were making, and they did have an actor who was quite big.
Really? Like well known.
And
Yeah.
I never found out who it was.
Right.
Because there was loads of NDAs in place to find out. And this person had effectively been signed up and then they left the production and the whole thing collapsed.
Right.
Because of it. And that's what it all pulled out from.
I see.
But it was all very, very weird.
I bet.
And I did not expect to be dealing with that at all.
No.
Like
I guess
we're
it was
just on Headon
interesting.
Road in Hull.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
like
How
there's
did
like-
they even find
There's
you?
like this woman who ran up the consortium because they're in LA, they're 8 hours behind.
Yeah.
I'm like on the Teams call to her at like midnight on like a Friday night.
Oh my God.
While she's like going mental at me about stuff because,
Yeah.
I mean, generalising, but they were Americans. They were very dramatic and very like, just take them to court and subpoena them and all
Yeah,
these things.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, not quite how it works here, but
Yeah.
but I love the sentiment. That's fine. Like, hold that for now. But
Yeah.
and it was a bit, and I was just like, why is this? Where's this
Yeah.
come from? So that was really weird.
Yeah.
that was a weird one.
Amazing. that is, yeah. Where did they come from, do you know?
I genuinely, it came from, there was a company in Lincoln who were animators who'd basically effectively were part of the contract and they'd looked into firms in and around this area.
Right.
And it just literally was a Google.
Right.
And they'd looked into James Legal on that level only. There was no recommendations or anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How interesting.
I know.
So this is a hot topic for most businesses at the moment, but how has AI, like tools like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, all that shit, how has it affected the legal world so far? Because obviously it changes every month.
About, isn't it? Now,
Yeah.
And for us, it's like it's sort of like the legal industry is quite slow to take things up. I think anyway, generally. Because the ramifications of obviously if you get it wrong is severe. I think there was a firm in Australia who recently got in loads of trouble for an AI program running a case effectively,
right?
And they'd submitted something to the court using AI, which was completely wrong.
Yeah.
So this is always a worry.
Yeah.
And that's the worry that effectively we put across to our staff. That at the minute, in the form we have it, it's simply a tool.
Yes.
You're not to use it for client facing. You're not to use it to send things to court.
Yeah.
This is a research tool.
Yes.
Or to make your admin tasks quicker, more efficient.
Yeah.
And that's where it's at right now, I think.
Yeah.
You know, firms who are out there sort of using it to produce things with, like, fuck me.
Can be wrong.
No chance would you want that. Because it's often wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of it's tied in with American law, which is obviously different.
Yeah.
And you can get answers that are not correct. But equally, clients can spot if it's been generated by ChatGPT, an email.
I feel like because it's now been, how long have we had like ChatGPT around for? Like a couple of years, something like that. Now, even like on social media posts, it's like come on, but like you don't.
I won't name the lawyer, but there's a lawyer in Hull who we get letters from who they don't change the font. And you're like, this is a ChatGPT. You know what I mean by the ChatGPT font?
Yeah.
It comes through and you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
This can't be. You can't be doing that.
Yeah. Interestingly, that's exactly how we use it. It's like a research tool. It can help us streamline things. But again, if I'm going to be like, right, how can I improve this Google Ads thing? It can be wrong. And you can get a wrong, like you can make a recommendation that it says, like say you're doing SEO or performance stuff.
Yeah.
And you could fuck years of work up.
Yeah.
But the problem is now everyone's like, everyone's a marketing expert.
And everyone's got ChatGPT.
Everyone's a law expert.
Yeah.
All these services people are now using and leaning into them dangerously.
Yeah.
So, and I mean...
Well, I mean, the end of the day, obviously, it's coming. It'll get better and more advanced and more sophisticated, and people will use it more and more. Obviously, they will. And law firms will take to... And there'll be bigger firms out there.
Yeah.
Because there are products you can get that are just, ridiculously expensive now that we would love to get. But they're just, you're talking like... huge law firms with thousands of staff that can use these, not a firm like our size.
Yeah.
But it will get to that point at some stage.
Yeah.
But equally, the other way to look at it, which I was quite alive to straight away, was this concept of everyone's now got this whole, there's no face-to-face stuff anymore.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But people still want that. In fact, most people will
They do.
pick it. The younger people probably not, but most people will want that.
They want a human element.
Yeah, and I read a couple of months ago about Barclays Bank Do you know this whole thing about they close all the banks, high street banks, they don't have anyone in there, or they just have machines. Barclays were like, actually, we're going to open more branches and we're going to bring back the branch manager title. And I thought, that's because they realise that there's a huge market for people who will leave firms that are very automated and go and use places that are all face-to-face.
Yes.
So
it then becomes a competitive advantage
exactly
to them, doesn't it? Yeah.
And I think that's the initial thing with AI is it's so fast and everyone's getting it put on them, is that I think a lot of people will seek out just what they always know and like, the comfortable thing, because that's what people do, human nature.
We're in that, I think there's a bit of fatigue at the moment as well. It's like,
Sick to death of hearing about it. Yeah.
It's just nothing. It's that authenticity is an overly used word, but I don't think it's ever been more important in the world of AI.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I think with lawyers as well, like, you know, a lot like your industry as well, they'll want to speak to you, to get their ideas across. You need to know the person.
Yeah.
You know, and at that service level, it can't replace that. Yes, you can onboard clients quicker, but ultimately we need to have someone you speak to on the phone who's a normal person.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah.
You know, the whole like online chatbot thing, that some of the AI things that we could have got through our system that we spent loads of money on, like, it's just not, I just can't see it at this minute in time being right for us or the market. Like, in years to come, it probably will be.
Yeah.
But for now,
it's
just a very good tool to help your day, I think, and make you more efficient.
I think that is,
and that's where it needs to stay for now for us, until it's sort of fine-tuned.
I'm glad you've said that, because that's kind of our approach as well.
Because you see lawyers and law firms talking about lawyers and just throwing themselves into it.
Yeah, it's like, I've created a Claude app and I've built a whole system, and I'm like, all right, well,
and it might. Do you think it's because people think they need to say that? Because if you say that, oh, I'm not sure about AI, they're like, oh, he's a dinosaur, you know, he's not moving with the times, he's not, you know.
Possibly.
That type of thing.
It's moved really rapidly with marketing now. Like, there's SEO and there's GEO, and it's just like and that's like a generative. I think it's generative, like engine optimization. So generative AI.
Yeah. And I bet loads of people use that sort of stuff and think, oh, I can do my own marketing, create my own stuff.
But it's also a meaningless term, because really you're still doing all the same things, really. I mean, yes, you have to consider those AI tools being used, but it's so early days. But I think there is an element of everyone's wanted to adopt it, whilst now everyone's kind of like, hang on. Like, is this, like, are we going to go too far with it? Like you just said.
That is the worry.
Yeah, and lose that personal element.
Yeah.
Especially with service-led businesses.
And that's the key thing for us. We literally live and die on it. The whole model's built on that, really.
Yeah.
The service levels of the clients.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, the staff engagement internally, but externally it's just service level.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Right, and on the last note, what do you think the future holds for you and the business, and what would you think next 10 years looks like?
Christ.
Profound question.
I tend to think in blocks of like 12 months at a time.
Yeah.
That's how my mind works. I'll set like targets for the year. I mean, you're always wanting to grow.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, like, there'll come a point where you think, well, you know, I think I'm less bothered about that than what I would have been 5 years ago, because you always think, well, more turnover, more staff, bigger. That's exactly what we need. That's not it at all.
Yeah.
You know, I think for me, the goal over the next 12 months is to, like, if we did what we did this year, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I just feel as though we're just ticking along nicely.
Yeah.
You know, we're very well capitalized. We don't take any ridiculous risks.
Yeah.
We're very conscious of the fact we've got 37 families that we're paying for, and that's always on your mind.
Yeah.
But so you have to run it a certain way where you're thinking, well, what if this happens that's bad, or what if we want this? What if we want to grow in 6 months or something? So there's always an eye on stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just, I think if we just added a few more people this year, consolidated what we've got, we just carried on. I mean, I think generally the economy is going to shrink this year. We're going to hit challenging times probably the next 8 months anyway.
Yeah. 100%.
And I think for us, it's about you know, maintaining that service level.
Yeah.
We're in a position where if the market does dip, we can then invest in what we need to invest in to to cover us.
Yeah.
And to make sure that the staff deliver that service level comfortably, knowing that the jobs are safe, the firm's in a good position, and it can then allow everyone to be like, that's okay, we'll be fine. We can do the right thing. We don't have to chase jobs that we don't want to do, or we don't have to rush to do these things. We just carry on as we are, stick to the core principles of what we do. We'll be fine. And I think if we genuinely did that over the next 3 to 5 years, I actually think we'd probably double in size.
It's weird, isn't it? The irony.
I think if we don't chase it, we just stick to the small things that we've done over the last 5 years really well. It will just naturally build.
I think that's really good, really interesting and a really good thing to hear, because sometimes you're often striving for the next thing, but really if you just stick to the core basics over and over and that's
what,
over
going
again.
back to the very beginning, that's what I learned about myself in terms of the self-reflection thing. You know, this, because I'm very goal-orientated, it's got to be moving forward all the time. I never look back really on anything. It's always just what's next, the next thing. But it was sort of like, well, you know, look at the last 2 years and how good they've been, and why have they been so good? What have we done right? And then just honing in on those things, and just then maybe getting a little bit better at that or a little bit better at this, and then you see that it does work. So I think, to answer your question, the next 10 years, if we were in the same position we are in now in 10 years, I mean, I probably would be a little upset if we hadn't grown at all. But equally,
you're in a really great place. So,
and the firm's doing really well. Like, you know, my perception of the team is the team's just brilliant. You know, every single person there. I feel as though we're all, you know, it's certainly the first time since I've been at James Legal, the last 2 years especially, I feel like we're all going in the same direction. And that's just a great feeling.
That is amazing.
Everyone's not going to agree on everything all the time, and people will have some grumbles here and there. Of course they will. That's just life, isn't it? But like generally, I feel as though we're all happy where we are. We like the work environment that we're in. We all feel as though we're moving in one direction. And that's such a good feeling when you're sort of like pushing on an open door, as opposed to feeling like you're dragging someone along. You know, and that if we can maintain that, I'd like to think we'd grow quite a lot.
I'm sure
Fingers
you
crossed.
will. You've done amazing, and thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I've rambled on loads there.
Don't worry. Just lastly, if people want to get in touch with you or James Legal, how can they do it?
Yeah, website jameslegal.co.uk is the best one. Obviously, we're on all the socials. I mean, just a general Google search, you'll see all of our contact details on there. And most of the time, you've got like VN mobile numbers and emails, direct emails that you can just get in touch with people. But yeah, pretty easy to get into contact with.
Amazing. Well, that was such a good, interesting story. And I think, I mean, to be fair, I've learned some stuff that hopefully I can implement in our business. So thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for having me.